Hey guys, it's Cameron from Desert RC. Got the Desert RC forward skid Stinger chassis here. We're gonna do a little shakedown run. It's about 48 degrees outside. We've got the J Concepts Tusk green compounds. Guess I should go over this build a little bit. I made a video before, but I didn't give too much detail. So here's a new color in the Stinger chassis. This is like a golden sunburst yellow, reflective, kind of like the silver that I sell in the Coyote rails. If you buy this kit, it's going to come with rails, 70 mil chassis spacers. It's going to come with sliders that have a slit in it for the battery strap. It's going to come with a skid on the bottom, which you can put in a deluxe transmission of your liking. We've got a Reef Smart 1100 inside of here. I've got that thing turned up all the way, running 8.4 volts. Got an external Castle BEC running 8.4 volts. Fury Tech Python X running a Revolver snub nose, 1800 kV on F10 axles, brass knuckle covers, Boco behind the axle steering mount, 2660 Traxxas big bore shocks. These are, I believe, G-Speed body mounts. And we've got some hardcore RC links from a Brazen high-low. But yeah, Lance from Hardcore RC just finally came out with the link kit for this chassis. And that'll set the whole wheelbase back more in the chassis about 8 to 10 millimeters. So it'll give us even more of a forward skid. So I'm looking forward to getting those in the mail. Once we get those back out, we'll get those back on there and then test this thing out again and see how it does. But let's get this thing on the rocks and have a good old time. One of my favorite set of axles on here, the Vanquish F10 axles. So much steering angle. That's the best part about them. One thing I really love about this chassis is that it drives like a straight axle truck. I designed this around portals because I wanted to get the chassis to sit down lower, so the rail ends are up higher into the chassis, so it allows you to set the portal rig down lower to get lower center of gravity. So this thing drives a lot like a straight axle truck, although you don't have to pick and choose your line as much as you would with the straight axle truck. Forgot to mention the wheels. Won those in a raffle. Those are Mavericks from Shift RC, camo wheels. And I have brass rings on the front, inside, and then we're running SL3D Squid inserts as I do on all my tires. Now that it's not so hot out, I know this J Concepts Tusk green compound will do really well. It's not too hot. Here in the summer, they tend to fold over pretty easy. And as far as wheelbase, we're running a 12/8 wheelbase. Another thing we might do before I end this video is throw some gates down and see how this thing does. I've yet to run this chassis in a comp yet, although I know it outperforms my Coyote chassis in a few ways. It would be interesting just to set up a course and get to know this truck a little bit better. We do have the 17% underdrive in the portal gears in the rear, and the 10% underdrive ring and pinion in the rear for 27%. And then I've got I believe another 10% overdrive in the ring and pinion and the front axle. So rear underdriven in the portal gears and the ring and pinion, and then front overdriven with the ring and pinion. 37% overdrive is a nice thing to have when you're trying to do some competitive style rock crawling or just chase those hard lines, especially with these high steering axles. Just gives us a really good turning radius. Let's check that out, by the way. Okay, so let's start here, full crank on steering. Super tight steering radius. All right, let's head on over to Camel's back. No struggle at all. Man, these tires are killing it right now. I love the forward skid design a lot more than I thought I would. Being able to maximize breakover like that is just kind of crazy. I thought where it would benefit in one area, it would hurt in another, but so far everything that I throw at this thing, it just eats it up. Now there is a comp this Saturday. I don't know if I'll be able to make it out here in St. George. My power sports repair business is open on Saturday, so if there's money to be made, I'm there working on stuff. And I'd rather make money than spend it. So we'll see what happens. If my work is slow, then I may show up to the event. And I think if that's the case, we should definitely throw down some gates today and see how this thing does, because I do need to learn this truck. Got some wind kicking up. Hopefully that doesn't cause us to lose traction. Let's see if we can get that front driver tire to bite on that ledge. Help us pull up. Yep, there it is. Nice. Now, as far as weight bias in this truck, we are at 60% forward weight bias. Now, typically, my magic number is about 62%. And it just depends on the truck, honestly. Some trucks I have like 64 or 5% forward weight bias, and they're perfect where they're at. That's where my Vanquish VRD Coyote is at, about 65%. And that truck, that's the forward weight bias that it really benefits with, because center skid chassis, being on portals, with that kind of forward weight bias, that thing just kind of hugs to the rock. But with this, I don't feel like I need as much forward weight bias. One, because of the overdrive, it's higher, and two, because this chassis sits down lower in a portal-based setup. Yeah, that's That obstacle's never been that easy just to walk right up. It's pretty steep. Puts you on like this weird kind of off-camber incline. I think the more people get into forward skid design chassis, the more intricate and complicated the courses will get that are set up. So I have a feeling a lot more obstacles will be set up for high breakover, which would mean that the center skid chassis would struggle quite a bit. And I've yet to find obstacles where the center skid chassis would benefit over the forward skid. Now this truck only weighs about 5 pounds exactly. I'm hoping once I get my titanium links, I'll be able to get it into the 4 pound range. Now, if you think about it this way, the lighter the rig, the lower the center of gravity, as long as I could eliminate weight above the axles, or at least in line with them. The rock crawling has definitely come a long way from where it started, especially within the last 4 or 5 years, which is when I got into it. Per usual, I'll leave links in the description down below where you can find the Stinger chassis kit. This is the 1/10 scale Stinger chassis kit. Also got the Stinger Junior chassis kit, but that is based off of the Ascent 18 and TRX 4M. I use a lot of design cues from this chassis that I designed, and I put that into the 18th, like the shape of the shock towers and the clearance of the skid. But not to be confused with being the same chassis kit. Both very different. See if I can just pick up that rear driver tire. Turn back into the wall here, try to pick it up. Nice. Easy peasy. I need to get my rears over to the passenger side a little bit. Nice. I've only been able to pull that one off with four-wheel steer in the past, but that's impressive. I think that long wheelbase helps. All right, so I randomly set up 6 gates. Now, the first thing I do anytime I go to a comp, I study the course. So I'll walk through it probably like 5, 6, 7, 8 times, depending on how energetic I feel that day and how competitive I feel. But at minimum, I usually walk the course about 3 times, maybe watch a couple other drivers, but you gotta know your truck. You gotta know how to drive, and you gotta keep calm the whole time. Don't rush yourself. Just focus on getting to the next objective. Making a mistake isn't gonna ruin your day, so just keep that in mind. So we're here at the start with the Stinger. This is gate number 1. What I always do is I always walk through the gates like I'm the rock crawler. And then I pick out my route to avoid things like bushes with twigs that can cause you to flip over. Got what looks like a pretty nasty gate on number 2. That'll be interesting to try out. I've not run this course. I just set it up prematurely. So we're gonna see how this course pans out. A little bit of side hill action. We'll switch back around up this nasty little overhang. Gate number 4. What I'll probably do here is whip down through here if I can manage that side hill, and come back around here and up this to line myself up for gate number 6, which looks really nasty. Honestly, I don't think I'll be able to do it, but let's get into it. Let's run it one more time. Now that we know what direction we're going. So, gate number 1, it's a nasty breakover. So with this, I don't know if we'll be able to slow crawl it. I got 2660 shocks, they're 86 mil long, so might need to bump that one. Come up through here. I have faith in the J Concepts. We'll contort our way through there. Back up through here. This thing side hills really well, so I'm not worried too much about this gate. We'll whip back around again. Come up to gate number 4. Thinking we might have to bump up that one too, but we'll see when we get there. Cut down through there, loop back up, set ourselves up for this gate. We're gonna try not to get any reverses, because I know that can kill your score in the comp. But let's jump into it. I'm driving one-handed per usual, gimbal in one hand. remote in the other, running thumb steer. You guys can time it, you can score me. I'm not gonna pay attention to that stuff, but here's our start, we'll go. Oh, we hit that gate. That could have been easily avoided if I had stayed a little more to the right side. Let's come down this way so we can square up to gate number 2. See a loose dirt in the sticks. We try not to set up courses with loose dirt because it can vary throughout the day, just to stay consistent and fair with all the other drivers. We want to dip that front passenger in there so we can get the rear to square up better. See if we can shake that loose a little bit. There we go. Yep, come on. Nope, we lost it. See if we can, nope. Lost the hook in the front. Really want to try to avoid having to take any reverses here. Little shake of the steering on that Smart 1100 reef servo. I really want to get that rear axle like far to the driver's side left, so let's see if we can, oh, there we go. I like where that's gone. Yep. Hanging up on our body. Wiggle the front steering through there to make some progress forward. See if we can get it to pull up now. Nope, I still don't like where the rear is. We're gonna go way in there. Yep, work at it. And when you're doing stuff like this, you think like, oh man, the obvious direction would have been to enter from the right side, but no, it's a hell of a lot steeper than you think it would be. And trying to cut up around that gate at the top would really throw you off. So let's see if we can get that drive up into there. Now I said not to feel rushed, but you always have to consider the amount of time you spend on an obstacle. Go. That obstacle did play with us a little bit. Just had to scoop the steering to get it to hook the way we wanted. It's amazing how you can manipulate grip with how you steer into a rock. Okay, we're gonna use the space we have here and that high steering radius. A little blip of the throttle to get us turned back around. We'll try to drive up high in there. That loose rock might screw us. There we go. If I do make it to the comp this weekend, I'll be sure to wear my hat cam so you can get the POV of me driving. I don't want to have any distractions trying to hold the gimbal while crawling an event. Got to pay attention to our gates here. Try not to hit that. Also, I noticed the front wheel washing out a little bit. Typically, it wouldn't take me this long to get through a gate because I wouldn't have to worry about commentary, nor would I have to worry about holding a camera in the other hand. Okay, let's use the real estate we have down here to whip around. Okay, this is gonna be a tough one right here. This is probably the hardest gate, if not the second hardest gate on this course, my guess. Okay, so we have a hook here. Forgive my shadow. I think once we get the fronts up, then we're gonna blip it. Okay, so we got the fronts up. Now we're double ledged here. How do we get out of this situation? Oh, if we turn hard driver, if we can get that, yep, there we go. We can get that tire to sweep around up on the rock. And if we can get the driver tire to climb, or what we might have to do is cut into it like this. And see if we can manage to get up that. Okay, we're starting to wash out close to the gate. Oh, we're so close. So this is where I would take a reverse just to avoid hitting that gate. We have not hit it yet. You know, it may look like it, but it's in the shade, so it's hard to tell. Yeah, I'm liking where we're at better. Let's straighten out those wheels. Okay, maybe let's try to go to the passenger side. Get both, okay, there we go, both tires up, then we'll scoop it to the driver's side. Yep, okay, we're clear so far. Shake the steering a little bit. Get that rear axle away from there. Okay, so we had the fronts climbing. I kind of screwed myself on that one. See if we can get the rear to drop a little bit so we can square up to that again. Shake the steering. Oh, okay. Got unsettled right there. Same thing happened again. Yeah, that rear is way too close. Might just barely be able to sneak past that. Okay, and that we did. Nice. All right, let's get up this part. Okay, so that didn't pan out the way I wanted it to. We can't get the tire to break loose. So let's cut down this way. Yeah, we're gonna have to take a reverse on that one. Yeah, sometimes you need to set yourself up for the future gate by exiting another gate, and sometimes you can't just set yourself up right because you got to get through the gate any way you can. So sometimes it'll offset you for the following gate, making it even harder to progress without taking a backup. Okay, this one's going to be really difficult. Oh, I must have knocked that ball off with my hand. It's right about here. Okay. Maybe the wind did it. See that little pit right there wants to suck us in, but if we can cut hard passenger side in the front, then we can possibly get the rear to shake down. Let's see if we can do that. There we go. Liking that more. Yeah, there's little tricks you can do to prevent from having to take a reverse, like shaking your steering. The question is, do I have enough forward weight bias to carry us up this obstacle? Oh, Oh, I see that little nub right there. Let's try to hook that with the inside of these J Concepts. Take a reverse. Yeah, so if I were to set up a course, this spot right here would be a bonus because I know it would eat up a lot of time. There we go. There's just times where you need to bump it up stuff too. Oh, nice. Here we go. Yeah, a little wheel bump. Throttle blip. Drive nice and slow here so we can guarantee that we get a hook right there. It's also not where I had the gate earlier. I had it like right here, so let's focus on that. See that rear tire there is getting sucked in, so we're gonna have to try to take pressure off of that wheel. So let's turn our drive to the driver's side to try to hook that little ledge right there. Our back tire is in there pretty good, so take another reverse, and I think we might bump it up this part. Here we go. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Nice. There we have it. All right. Oh, there's another gate up there. Forgot about that one. Easy peasy. All right, guys, thanks for watching. If you like this type of content, be sure to let me know down in the comments. I'll have links in the description of all my RC product and the Desert RC Coyote chassis and the Stinger chassis. So you just click those links, it'll take you directly to it for the kit. I've got various different carbon fiber colors in the new Stinger chassis, but thank you guys for watching. Peace out. See you guys next week.